That plastic clip on your bread bag is not random. It is a secret calendar. Each color represents a specific day of the week, and bakeries use it so store workers can yank old loaves off shelves in under a second without reading a single label. You have been walking past this system your entire life and never knew it existed. Here is what you will learn: what each color means, why the system skips 2 days entirely, who invented it, and why it quietly solved a logistics nightmare that was costing grocery stores real money every week. Bread is one of the most time-sensitive products in a grocery store. It goes stale fast, it molds fast, and customers will absolutely notice. Stores receive fresh deliveries multiple times a week, and the problem has always been the same. How do you instantly identify which loaves are old when your shelves are packed with identical-looking bags? Reading every twist tie or printed date takes time. Time costs money. So somewhere in the 1980s, the American baking industry quietly agreed on a color code that any stock clerk could memorize in 5 minutes. The system is elegant because it requires no technology, no scanner, no app, just a glance. Here is how the color calendar works. Monday gets blue, Tuesday gets green, Thursday gets red, Friday gets white, Saturday gets yellow. You read that correctly. Wednesday and Sunday are not on the list. Those are the 2 days most commercial bread delivery routes do not run. Bakeries built the color system around their actual logistics. They only needed 5 colors because they only deliver on 5 days. The clip is not just a closure device, it is a timestamp. When a bread truck driver stocks a shelf on Thursday, every single loaf gets a red clip. The following Tuesday, when the next delivery arrives, the stock clerk grabs every red clip still on the shelf and pulls it. Done. No dates to read, no math, no confusion. The whole shelf audit takes seconds. The man who actually invented the bread clip is Floyd Paxton, an engineer from Yakima, Washington. In 1952, Paxton was on a flight, eating a bag of peanuts, and he was annoyed that the bag had no good way to close. He pulled out a pocket knife and whittled a small clip from a credit card. That improvised fastener became the Quick Lock clip, and his company, Quick Lock Corporation, still operates out of Yakima today. The company holds patents on the clip design and manufactures billions of them annually. The clips are made from high-density polystyrene. They weigh almost nothing, and they cost a fraction of a cent each. Paxton never set out to build a logistics tool. He wanted a better bread closure. The color coding system came later, developed as the baking industry standardized delivery schedules and needed a universal visual language across hundreds of regional bakeries and thousands of grocery chains. Not every country uses the same system or even the same clip. In the United Kingdom, many bakeries use a printed paper tie or a heat seal with a best before date printed directly on the package. In parts of Europe and Asia, twist ties without color coding are still common. The Quick Lock clip is dominant in North America and Australia, where the delivery route logic is deeply embedded in supermarket operations. What is interesting is that some larger American chains have moved toward printed stickers or date stamp labels on the bag itself. But the clips persist in the mid-tier bread market, from regional brands like Pepperidge Farm to store-brand white bread, because the infrastructure to read them is already in every stock clerk's head. Switching to a new system would mean retraining thousands of people for a process that already works. Now here is the deeper reason this system has survived decades without being replaced by something more technical. Grocery store stock clerks have an extremely high turnover rate. The National Retail Federation has tracked grocery sector turnover above 60% annually for years. That means the workforce cycling through the bread aisle is constantly new. The color clip system can be learned in a single conversation. There is no app to download, no device to carry, no printed reference card required. Blue, green, red, white, yellow. Monday through Saturday, skipping Wednesday and Sunday. A new hire can memorize that before their first shift ends. Any system that relies on scanning barcodes or reading small printed dates fails the moment the scanner dies or the text is obscured by condensation on a refrigerated shelf. The clip survives because it is physical, it is visible from 3 feet away, and it requires nothing to read except color vision. The system has broken down in one notable way. During supply chain disruptions, particularly the bread shortages and delivery irregularities in 2020 and 2021, some bakeries shipped on unusual days to compensate for factory slowdowns and driver shortages. Stores occasionally ended up with green clips on shelves on days when green meant Tuesday, but the bread had actually arrived on a Thursday because the route got reshuffled. Stock clerks who relied purely on the clip without cross-referencing a delivery log pulled fresh bread by mistake. It was a small operational chaos, but it revealed the system's core fragility. It only works when the delivery schedule is completely predictable. The clip is not a date. It is a code tied to a routine. Break the routine, and the code becomes noise. The same logic, a simple physical tag encoding a non-obvious piece of logistical information, shows up across a surprising range of industries. Hospital IV bags use color-coded port caps to indicate which line accepts which fluid. Electrical wiring uses color-coded insulation to indicate voltage roll without opening a wall. Wine bottles use foil capsule colors to signal vintage or producer region in certain European appellations. Construction scaffolding tags use color-coded inspection stickers that rotate quarterly so site managers know at a glance whether a structure has been checked in the last 90 days. The pattern is always the same: a high-turnover, time-pressured workforce that needs to extract one critical piece of information instantly, without tools, without stopping. The bread clip is a small piece of polystyrene that most people throw in the junk drawer and forget. But it is also a quietly brilliant piece of supply chain design that has been running invisibly in every grocery store in North America for over 40 years. The principle is simple. When you cannot slow people down to read, you make the information visible from across the room. If this is your kind of thing, the why behind the Everyday Object Theory drops new videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.